Hello, and welcome back to the Calm and Connected podcast. I'm your host, Janine Halloran, and I'm so excited because today I'm talking about another place where you can go and get calm down kit supplies. So today's store is Michael's. I did one on Target a few weeks ago, and I just wanted to make sure that I covered all the places I like to go to get supplies for calm down kits. So I recently was at Michael's and took a few moments out of the time that I was there to take some photos and gather ideas for different calm down kit items that you might be able to use in a calm down kit at a school or at home. For those of you who are listening to the podcast, if you want to see the pictures of the items, you can watch this podcast on YouTube as well. The first thing that I want to mention is calm down jars. So sometimes they're called glitter jars or calming jars or calm down jars. I love to use calming jars. It's one of my favorite strategies with kids because it's super easy and it's something that it's so visual for them that they actually see when they see the glitter in the jar settle down, they're also supposed to think about their brain settling down. It's a way to get kids to calm down. I've heard from clients about teachers using these in their classrooms as a way to transition kids from outside to inside after recess, which sounds brilliant. Every single kid gets out their calming jar and swirls it and puts it down on their desk and settles as they are coming back in after having big energy, big body movement, and coming back in and being able to sit and settle down at their desk. So I love calming jars, and Michael's, because of a lot of stuff going on with slime, they have a bunch of jars now. They have jars that are perfect for calming jars. So they have those tall cylindrical jars that look like the Voss water bottles, and that's what I would use. And they're in the dollar area in my Michael's, which is great. The other item that's in the dollar area is glitter glue. And for me, those are the two main ingredients that I use for a glitter jar. You can get really fancy with it and get sequins and get glow-in-the-dark paint and glow-in-the-dark stars, but you can also keep it really simple. And I tend not to use glitter itself because glitter gets everywhere. It gets into your eyes sometimes, which is not great. But if you use glitter glue, it's already mixed into the glue, so you don't have to have this separate container of glitter that could spill everywhere. You just add the glitter glue into the bottom of the jar, you add warm water, and you shake it up. I have a video on YouTube that shows me making a glitter jar, so I'll link to that in the show notes as well. It's the perfect relaxation strategy that can go in a calm down kit. The second item that I saw at Michael's that would be great for a calm down kit is Mad Matter. And I love Mad Matter. It's such a sensory strategy that kids absolutely love. It is so satisfying to touch. Kids absolutely love it. It doesn't dry out. You can leave it out all day. It's fantastic. So that is another strategy, and I would put that under sensory, that you can use in a calm down kit. And there are also alternatives. If you don't want to use Mad Matter, you can also use Play-Doh because there's plenty of Play-Doh at Michael's, or you can use Silly Putty, also available at Michael's. The third thing that could go in a calm down kit at Michael's that I found was something called a stick bot. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but they're these little figures with little suction cups for hands and feet. And what's really cool is that they're pretty small, so you could build a whole Lego town around them or a Duplo town around them, but they're bendable. So if you wanted to even make stop action videos with them, which a lot of people do, there's actually a whole online community where you make stop action videos with these stick bots. It's a great distraction coping skill, a great strategy that kids can use to play. They can use it just as an action figure, acting out different things. They can use it to talk, put them in different situations, build them a boat, all sorts of things. So stick bots are fantastic. If you don't necessarily want to use a stick bot, there are lots of alternative distraction skills at Michael's. So one you could use would be Legos, and another thing you could use would be those tubes of little creatures or figures that are themed. So you could have one that's themed with farm animals or dinosaurs or knights or fairies, all of those different ones that are available at Michael's. The fourth item I like to use is a squishy football. So now I'm not the biggest fan of stress balls because they oftentimes with certain kids will turn into just regular balls and they're just throwing them around. I like using the squishy football because it actually is really soft and super satisfying to squish. But the other thing is it's not super aerodynamic either. So if kids try to throw it, it doesn't really go anywhere. So that doesn't really go very far. So I like that piece of it. It's not as aerodynamic as other stress balls. So I like that. And the final thing that you can find at Michael's would be a journal. So I love journaling. I think it's fantastic. And especially to encourage kids to notice one good thing in their day or something that they are grateful for every day. There's lots of different journals available at Michael's, and I saw this gratitude journal, but you can just have them get a blank journal and just free write and use that as a way to help them manage their emotions. It's a great processing skill for kids. The last thing you need is a container to keep it in. So you can get a basket at Michael's. They have a couple of aisles of baskets at my Michael's. But then the other thing you can get is just a brightly colored bin like this one here, where you can just put all of the items in so you keep them available when a kid needs it. And that's really the key when it comes to using coping skills, is to have the strategies available so kids can utilize them when they need them. And having them in a container that is easily accessible is a great way to begin. So I hope you have found this helpful. I'd love to hear from you to know what items you would put in a calm down kit that you found at Michael's. That'd be great. If you like this podcast, please feel free to share it with your friends and colleagues, and rate us and review us wherever you listen to your podcast. And one last thing, please take a few minutes, have a little fun, and take care of yourself. Have an awesome day.